You got jokes, huh? Fat Matt Squash. Can't let me pick my song, huh? Matter of fact, I'm pinning you. What do you mean pick a station? You're lucky my camera's broken right now. I'd be pointing at you. Where's my. How do I. It's my final stream. We aim to please. Well, hopefully my laugh isn't too loud. Let me, Okay, take this off. I'm invisible. So, for some reason, I have to do this every single stream. Sorry, I have to lock in for a second. How do I get this to work? Okay. So I have to. Hello, ba- Baka Nani's Baka. I feel like I can do it in one shot, but I have to make sure I thoroughly read it. All right, if we do this, jump scare. Hello. Uh, all right. Was that a good jump scare? Did I scare y'all? I need a haircut. I really do. Yeah, I'm in a very great mood. Hey, last stream, we're talking about finance. We're gonna build something out. I'm not actually gonna code. I'm gonna vibe, not vibe code. It's all okay. It's coded. It's just a Yahoo API. Hold on. Before y'all leave, it's cool info, and we're gonna talk about a bunch of stuff. We're gonna talk about stonks. You know what I mean? We're gonna talk about that finance stuff. We got a lot of context to give. Got a lot of things to talk about. But yeah, I hope to make this. I hope to make this funny. I hope to. Hopefully, I got jokes. I don't know, but yeah, hopefully it's all going well. My camera's working now. I'm going to set up my second monitor, which is actually just my iPad, and I'm gonna watch anime on this after. Is there any animes y'all are watching? Please do let me know. I don't know. Maybe you'll think I'm a nerd. I love anime. I can't lie. Now, where's my display? Here it is. Where's iPad? All right, where'd my streaming setup go? It should fix. There we go. Now I'm over here. Okay, little bit of a setup thing. If you see me looking here, that's where my face is, and I can see myself right now. But y'all are over here. All right, makes sense now. All right, awesome. Vinland Saga. Do you have any enemies? Why do you hold a sword, Orphan? I haven't seen the anime, but I've loved like the meaning of it. But hello, we got a bunch of people. Could I get a like a time zone check? What time is it for y'all? Where are y'all based? I'll give some context. My name is Ira Escobar. I am a MLH coach. I started in August 2025. I am currently a sophomore studying computer science at UT Dallas in Texas, but I'm in New York for an internship, taking the gap semester. And yeah, I'm working at the World Bank of Canada right now, having a bunch of fun. If you have any questions, I want this to be like a back and forth, talking to each other and figuring it out. So I look forward to that, and we're gonna have a bunch of conversations. It could be anime, money, all throughout this while building some code on the side. And all right, we're gonna have some comments coming in. EST here. Oh yeah, we have the same Eastern Standard Time. Awesome, awesome. London. It's a 5 hour difference. Dang. Oh my. I've been getting like there's a really good London community, especially Morocco. 1207. Wait, am I silly? That's military time, right? Wait, so they have the same time zone as London, or am I just silly? Finished Lazarus a while back. I think I've heard of that. Yeah, these are really old school. Hey, I'm not that old school. The only one I know I think is I think it's called like don't quote me, banana fish or something or banana or something. Banana. I don't remember what it's called. Banana something. I'm blinking so hard right now. Banana fish. It has to be banana fish. I'm googling it. All right, some more updates. I'm currently in New York. I had some yummy peaks in the morning. I was able to. I took a AWS certification exam. As y'all are gonna come to find out in this workshop, I'm the goat. I'm the best at everything. So with that, actually, of course, I passed my exam with flying colors, and I was able to get certified. It's now on my LinkedIn. I'll be plugging that in later. It is banana fish. Good comms. Good comms. And with that, what's it called? Before I forget, because I always tend to, I always put in the Discord, but I forget. Let me go ahead and grab the check-in link and then get that over here to y'all. Y'all got any favorite artists or anything? I want to listen to some Morocco music. I only know the music from over here. From Texas. My favorite music is actually country music. Yeah, I know. It's very shocking. Nah, I'm just kidding. I like country, but like not like that. Okay, where's my finance analyzer? So this more just gonna be like building just a clone of like showing off stonks, showing off the numbers and stuff. Oh, wrong link. So let's go ahead and go over here, and then let's post this link. This should be the right one. Let me double check with myself. Yes. So this is gonna be my last stream. This is after like I think five. This is my sixth stream. Let me check. I keep trying to say things without knowing them. So right now, 1, 2, 3, 4, 5. Yellow Moment number 5. I love that song. All right, yeah, this is my sixth stream. So I've had a pretty nice weekend. So with that, let me go ahead and then get this link up here, and then okay, we got a comment. We have which AWS bracing for the entry level. So many products to remember. Are you doing the certified cloud practitioner? That one, the CCP. It's like CLF 002 or something. Like all the codes and stuff to be able to actually take the exam. I actually just passed that one right now. I took the basic practitioner one. So, but the link is gonna be up here or down here. 404, you are locked in, my guy. There's a check-in link. Respect. And yeah, y'all gonna come to know 404 is the GOAT. He has he, right? I've never confirmed. He, they, she. I don't know, so I need to confirm. Quackers too? Dang, y'all popping up everywhere. Yo, we got a great gang here going. This is fantastic. Well, I'm so excited. But no pressure for anybody to stay. But yeah, I got the CCP one as they already know, so I'm the GOAT, I'm just the best. Make sure to check in, get them points, get that free stuff. And yeah, Matt, I wish you luck. You got this. Definitely try to use Udemy. I recommend it. It's pretty good for like the stuff that I learned. But it's a little pricey, but I'm getting it for free because of my internship. But yeah, I'm here. I'm chilling right now. Final stream of the week. After this, y'all, I'm debating, would y'all be interested next yeah, matter of fact, let's plan this out right here. So I was thinking for Cloud Week, I was literally just gonna do like separate streams for an intro to AWS with just slides of like intro to AWS, Azure, GCP with like examples and stuff. Does that make sense, or is that like what's that? Oh, we got LinkedIn? Oh, bet I'm gonna pull up that up right now. Wait, let me copy this link. Henry Technologist. Oh, you right now, bro. Hey, what if we turn this into just a LinkedIn review? Wait, y'all need to see my meme. Y'all need to see my post. It's so funny. I used one of the workshops that we did earlier, the meme one, and it was able to do what I wanted. Like I used it to make a meme, and then yeah, it was fun for me. Canada? Can't find it. Matter of fact, let me just. I can't click the link because it glitches out for me. I don't really know why, but if I must, out of the kindness of my heart. Andrew Rum, I think I've heard of him. I think there's another one. Yeah, community to see what happens when Udemy gets swallowed by Coursera. Is that a thing? I don't know about that. Really? That's really Coursera? Wait, okay. I'm not gonna say that would be awesome, but my school like gives Coursera for free, so that would allow me to, because I'm taking a gap semester. I'm gonna have to go back to be able to take the exams. Sorry, not the exams, the classes. Oh, that's complicated, man. I don't know. I just got to be able to get them done eventually. I look you want like four or five, hopefully, maybe like six, seven. I don't know, but is that funny? I'm like a 1 out of 10. Is that super cringe? Let me know. But I got that going on. Oh my gosh. 404 is clowning me. I can already tell by the comment. I'm not even gonna. Matter of fact, I'm deleting his comment. He didn't say anything. I'm making fun of me. You're hurting my feelings. San Antonio. I was doom scrolling like an hour before this. I just have so many brain rot memes in my head. All right, let's see if I can run Claude on this terminal. We were having issues earlier. I think it might be VS Code, which would be really bad. It is VS Code. It's cooked. Yeah, he's been posting about Coursera's instructor requirements. Hopefully they keep him on. His courses are bulletproof. Or oh, okay, I'm starting to get it, like transferring over. Okay, that makes sense. Does Coursera have stricter requirements? I thought they were like they're both pretty I don't really know how to say, but like they're both pretty competitive. Also, I'm really gonna say like I'm only gonna tell I have it on a working terminal, so it always like my cloud slows down so much once I start doing it on a stream, but hopefully it works. I'm gonna say, hey, my VS Code keeps thinking that it is sub process or something. Okay, I'm giving it a command to try to fix my VS Code. If it does not work, I've had so many technical difficulties these like past three streams. Totally fine, it happens. But if it doesn't work, I can open up a side terminal, put it on one side, and then the actual project on the other side. But pretty much what the project is gonna be is we're gonna talk a little bit more finance stuff. I'm gonna try to talk to y'all, get a little bit more of your finance knowledge. And then with that, we're gonna go ahead and like also y'all are not allowed to Google. I want to see like that knowledge coming from the heart, right? Oh, it had Streamlit going in the background. I didn't even know that. So with that, dang, how did I not know that? Wait, that's bad. How is it running Streamlit without me seeing? What? I can't show these commands, but there's some like crazy stuff going on my screen. My Streamlit running crazy in the back. Coursera wants an academic affiliation for instructors. As I've gathered from his video, his network class got through that. Okay. Is this for specifically AWS exams as well? Because I know there's those like special ones. Just to pin what I'm talking about, because I know I have some people from YouTube here as well. Just talking a little bit about Coursera and like how there's a really good instructor, and if they get, I guess if they merge, like Udemy courses go into Coursera. Dang, they really want to just monopolize this. That's kind of scary though. I really hope they like a lot of things that are happening right now. Like an example is Nvidia is buying a lot of companies, and then like they keep the things they want, get rid of the stuff they don't. But the stuff they don't is like hundreds of people's jobs. So that in itself is something else. But let me see if Claude is working now. It's loading. Moment of truth. Nope, still an issue. Maybe if I open a new terminal. Oh, I have to close the VS Code window. So I should have known that. Okay, I'm setting it up right now. I have all the project pulled up. I just need to open it on VS Code. No, yeah, that would be great. The only option really mostly for AWS is Stefan Marik. Great guy, but I've just heard already now that like one of his courses isn't that good compared to the actual exam. Like I have a friend that's about to take the things, but I wish him luck. Like my friend's gonna be fine. He's really smart, but the questions that are on like the practice exam for the actual thing are completely different from what's taught in the course. So he's just like getting cooked in terms of like logic. Because like we're gonna watch hours of a course and it doesn't even apply to the test. That's pretty annoying. Okay, let's see if it's this one. Starter completed. Okay, let's see if this works. If not, then we're going to just have to go through the regular clock. But how are y'all doing? If you had to give your finance knowledge in a number of like 1 to 10 in terms of personal finance, where would we be at? Can I just get a number from everybody? Like 10 being like you handle all your own stocks, you have a brokerage, a 401k, a Roth IRA, and like one is like you've never invested and you don't even know what like an index fund is or something like that. Also, don't quote me on all of my finance knowledge. Since I've been working at a bank, I've learned so much finance stuff, but I don't know it all. You know what I mean? Three's not bad. Three's not bad. What do you? There's like, and this is no pressure to answer anything like that. But are we looking more like? Because like I can also turn this into like if y'all want to learn about some stock stuff and like making some money, like the one thing I'll say, if you want to like this is just a side thing. If you want to make it in life, and when I say that, I mean like you want to live comfortably in the future, and I think everybody wants that. You're gonna want to learn the stock market. It's crucial for it. Like just like stocks wise right now, I'm up 40%, and like think about it like this: 40%. Okay, that's not like 100%, right? I didn't double my money, but that's after 2 years. If you put all of your money into a savings account for like let's say JP Morgan, they give you like 0.007 return or something. Like their money that you're getting is less than the rate of inflation. So you're losing money every year you have money in just a regular savings account. And there's I can talk more about it on like how there's multiple kinds of savings account, like how there's high yield ones that'll specifically focus on beating the specific inflation rate, but that goes into a whole different tangent. Right now, I think the best thing for it is actual stocks, and I'm seeing some threes. So with that, then the knowledge is going to be. There's a lot of stuff we need to learn. A lot of things I want to push, a lot of things that we can actually analyze and get this going of understanding wise. Finance is really powerful, and it's like if you're able to start investing in the stock market, even if it's just a little bit, like you put in like $20 a week, man, like you can really build up. Like I'm up 40%. And okay, if it's $1,000, 40% is $400. If it's $10,000, it's $4,000 up. So you see where these numbers get kind of crazy the more you build it up. 100K, if I was up 40%, I would be up $40,000, which is a car, which is a down payment on a house. You see how these numbers start making sense the way you move it? So there's also a 4% rule. I'll talk about it a little bit later. Somebody might need to remind me. But let me just load up my plot thing and see if it works. If not, we're just gonna get the terminal going. Yep, still doesn't work. Awesome. Let me go ahead and paste this error because I think I'd rather just have it fixed while I have time to talk about finance stuff. But finance knowledge is super important. And then you guys could check out The Intelligent Investor, a hefty book, a good book for foundational knowledge. Definitely recommend things like that. I'll say like this. I think I haven't read the book, so I'll say like from my experience, I think books are really well for like understanding the basics and stuff. But the market is constantly changing. Like they're let's be honest. Trump says something, the market's gonna change. In my opinion, that's just something that happens. And if he like talks bad about a certain country, the market goes down. It's happened. Like working at a bank, I've literally seen it happen in real time. Of like, he says something, that place suffers or benefit. It's one or the other. Nothing. It's never nothing happens. And like being able to leverage off of those things is really important, especially like as you get older, you want to make sure you're reading the news. And it's not like a sense of, oh, I have to keep everything. Because like we're here in an environment and eventually I'm going to build this out in a workshop. But there should get to a point where you're able to just have your own UI, your own personal thing that you've coded that's tailored to your money and what you want to look at. And it helps you like invest in where you want to go because it's a smart thing to do. I think we're all here interested in coding and things like that. That's why we're in this stream. So we want to make sure we know how that works and how we could better our lives from it. So let me say, fix this, please. Now, I gave it the actual error, the thing with the cloud code environment to unset it. This is a new thing for me. I've never gotten it before. And then, okay, so we have a new comment. Awesome, awesome. And then, yeah, being aware of the world is most important. Books are just for basic technical knowledge before you dive in. 100%. Like another thing I forgot to mention is think about it like this. Back in the day, like before a lot of us were born, maybe before I was born, there was companies like, whoa, my thing just like reset, whatever. But there was things like Amazon, Apple, Google, Meta. These companies are IPOing. So do you know if there's ever a term I say that you don't know, let me know. Like IPOing is pretty much like joining the public market and then your initial public offer. So pretty much being able to join the market and then retail customers, us regular people can invest in them. And then the more we invest, if more people keep investing and the company keeps cooking up with their products, they make money, we make money. The win-win. But if they do bad, we lose money, yada yada, etc. Makes sense, right? So now let's see if my VS Code got fixed. So with that, what's it called? Let me answer the next question. Also, everybody, please feel free to ask as many questions as you want. I have a 2 hour time here, and our workshop is just going over some steps. So I would love to keep talking with y'all and like getting conversations going. So then let me go ahead and go over here and do this. Any good suggestions for a freshman thriving in the field of data science? What skills would you recommend if you have an idea about this domain? Yeah, great question. So with that, I'll say that I'm working with a lot of like data analysts at work, just in terms of like the tools that they use, and it's pretty self-explanatory. Of like it's Python, VBA, Excel, like working with things like that, finding trends and patterns. It's just being able to practice understanding a problem and approaching it in a way that other people can't see. Because when you find those numbers, like you find those trends and patterns that other people can't see, that's when you start making the big bills. That's when they are happy. Also, why is my shell environment is not? I'm gonna restart my shell environment because I just realized like that's what was messed up, and my VS Code is restarting. Cool. All right. So with that, definitely just understand Python and how it works in that domain, in the sense that there are specific like imports and things that are related specifically to data science, and it's a great field. Like it's thriving, especially if you're able to find the right areas. It's just you got to be able to leverage it in the way like there's certain things that, in my opinion, AI is going to take over, like Excel automation. That's I'm doing that right now at my job. Like there's positions where people are doing the Excel and data science stuff, and it takes them about a month to do the whole process. And then you use AI and you build an automated system, and we get it done in 30 minutes. And that's not to say we want to take jobs. It's just to say if there's a more efficient process and we can make money off of it, we would execute it. So, was I able to answer your question? I started like going off of tangents just to give as much information as I can. But just looking on like recommendation for it, domain wise, follow the TikTokers, man. See what they're doing. Like I'd watch like Fang TikTokers all the time, and that's why I digest my information the fastest. I think I have like 10 or 15 followed, and like I just don't follow Frank New. Don't follow that guy. That guy ruined the CS market. He is a guaranteed factor for the CS market, like 100%. That guy affected the CS market and like inflated it, which isn't a bad thing. More people are going into code. I think that's great because coding is fantastic. You can use it in your day to day. I had it build an expense tracker for me, and like with things like that, just make sure like you're leveraging it the way you want. Hmm? Of course, mate. Oh yeah, you're from London. Huh. We say we say pal or buddy. Yeah, yeah. All right, y'all been looking at my face for way too long now. I feel bad. So let's go ahead and see if Cloud is gonna run. I'll give it about 1 more minute. If it doesn't, then I'm literally just gonna pull up the side terminal, and that's how we're gonna go about it. Any more questions, anything? Any curiosity things? Because I know I'm gonna talk more about finance. Like, does everybody here know what a brokerage account is? Like what that exactly is, and like what you should invest in to like be safe? Oh, nice. That's awesome. That's great to hear. Great to hear. Good news. Claude is now officially working. So now I'm literally just gonna go ahead and give it a system prompt. I'm gonna say don't do all the steps. Oh, can you see me? My thing is a freezing. Okay, there we go. Oh, it is going to be in the format when I say. Okay, it's a little slow, but we're getting it going. I'm gonna send this query out, and then the next thing is to get my screen shared. Ooh, maybe I should save up, y'all. I've been like earning good money right now and then just throwing it all into investments. I've been debating on either buying a new MacBook and turning my old one into a Minecraft server, or buying a nice camera or the new iPhone 17, or even waiting for the 18. I'm starting to make some money because of the internship, but it makes me want to spend money so bad. But it's also like I shouldn't spend money I just got. I should be investing it. But uh, it's some it's some maternal things, maternal, materialistic. No way I just said material. That never happened. If y'all mention that it happened, I'm gonna deny it every time, and I'm gonna cut that out of the stream. So you can never prove that I said that. Micro Center, 100%. I went with my girlfriend to get one an M3 a week before they discounted the M4, so I was pretty sad. But we still got the M3 in a good discount. Her laptop is powerful. I have an M1 Pro, so with that, and then all right, you know what? I'm not even reading the next comments. I'm ignoring both of those. I didn't see anything. All right. Stick to starter and try. Yeah, y'all, my thing is getting cooked right now in terms of like, okay, there we go. Stick. After this, we should definitely do some typing like typewriter. See if y'all are faster than me. Mm-hmm. Asking how my day is? Great. I got my certification at Joe's Pizza. I ran a workshop. I'm gonna do this workshop, and I'm gonna go play Roblox with my girlfriend. So, if y'all have any good Roblox recommendations, do let me know. I have not played in like 3 years, so I just don't play. Oh, Ben, I will accept you right after this. I'm just talking my phone out because then I'll get yelled at. Because like sometimes they review the streams and they'll like if Ryan's watching, hi Ryan, he's gonna be like, "Are we on your phone?" And I was like, "Don't catch me." But okay. There we go. We're finally at a good spot. Where in terms of I have the virtual environment going, and I tried to share my screen, and it always says like it's not possible. But then when I actually hit it again, it will start sharing, right? But hit that speed face. Oh, there we go. Told you. All right, let me get my beautiful self off the screen. Turn off my camera to make better quality. And now look at this. Look where we are. The beauty of VS Code, y'all. I do miss it. Not really. I'm in here way too much. All right. So it's reading one file. It's checking the starter one. We have a completed version here that we can run, and then we have the workshop. Oopsies. Why is there like? Oh, I guess it just made another one. Oh well. I'm just gonna let it read all the stuff in there. Oh, it's thinking I was trying to edit that. I'm gonna let it read all the stuff in here, and then we are going to, matter of fact, then get started with the first step. How's that sounding for y'all? But in terms of that, what's it called? Did anyone answer that? Y'all know what a brokerage is account? A brokerage account? I better let me know. Because if not, then I have to teach that. Y'all need to get brokerage accounts ASAP, ASAP, as soon as possible. If possible, of course. I know there's some constraints with like legalities and stuff and figuring it out, but investments are very important. Uh-oh. Here we go. If y'all know me, you know I love to yawn on streams for no reason. I haven't yawned. I literally had a 3 hour break from my last stream and I was yawning. So, yeah, this is just great on my part. I love yawning. So, yeah, that's loading in. Talking a little more about finance, I'm going to talk about my portfolio and then, oh, an account run by a broker that allows you to trade stocks, bonds, mutual funds. Yes, but at the same time, when you have a brokerage account, you're the broker. You are the person that's doing those executions. Think more of like somebody that's like a portfolio manager. Those are people with like millions. I'm even waiting for this thing to. It's taking so much longer because it's on the stream. Hey, but that's okay, y'all. We got a lot of time. Also, don't make fun of my y'all. I'm from Texas, okay? It's in my nature. Plus, it's just so much easier to say y'all. It's like in my blood naturally. Um, so with that, I'll talk about my portfolio while this is going. So the type of portfolio that I have is specifically like there's different types of portfolios that you can have in terms of like how you want to invest. Mine is insanely safe. Like I have a most of my stocks are in semiconductors, like domestic US companies that do semiconductors. And the reason for that is you need semiconductors for anything hardware wise. Like there's no way around it right now. You need those. And with the rise of technology and all this, we need it. So there's guaranteed money in there. That's my main stock that's brought me up like 50% alone from that. The 40% that I gave from was like totaling all of my like assets stocks wise, but it's pretty much a ETF. I forget what that stands for, like electronic something something. But pretty much it's a index fund where it's like I think 8 to 12 companies together, and like if one goes bad, there's still the other 11 companies that make the money go up. So semiconductors are not gonna go bad because like they're going crazy right now. So invest early, invest now, and the money is just gonna keep going up. And with that, like yeah, I'm just like that's my main thing. It's super safe because there's so many companies with it. Like it's dangerous to invest in one company because if they do good, you do good, and it's more volatile, which means it moves a lot more. But if they get cooked, you're cooked. So another thing that I invest in is there's different kinds of S&P trackers, and like those are 500 companies. So there's no way it goes down in my opinion. And I have like a couple shares in like VU, which is they're expensive, man. Each share is like $600, but it's gonna go up hopefully. But I really don't see it going up like crazy because like 600 is like crazy for now, but then eventually like what number is that gonna reach to? But we'll see. And then I just got some like there's even stocks that you can have where is this thing still going? My gosh. Just to set up a virtual environment, I could have just ran the command on it. This one has oh, is it sticking to workshop? Because this is the completed version, y'all. This is with all the stuff in there, just the way we want it. And then we're trying to get another version of it running up, which clearly Claude is struggling. I'll say something. I like Claude. I think it's very powerful, but it's just not powerful when it's on the screen because it's just struggling so hard. I think it might be my computer, which might be my excuse that I get to upgrade. But again, talking about like there's different kinds of like index funds and stocks and stuff. I have one that's a list of companies that is just what Democrats invest in. And it's not to say that I'm to a specific political party. I don't talk about politics or religion on these things because this is a safe space. Everybody's welcome. I want to talk to everybody. It doesn't matter who you are. Of course, we need to respect everybody's differences and make sure that we all like pretty much love each other. You know, I love y'all guys. You know, not in like a y'all understand me. You know what I mean. So with that, yeah, Democrats are doing good. So I don't do it because of the name. I do it because the companies are decent, and then I make money off of that. I'm up 30% from that. But that's enough yapping for me for that part. Any questions or anything specifically I want to know about while this thing is still going, which is insane to me. Oh, I guess it's downloading all of the it's telling. So we're using the Yahoo Finance API. So I'm assuming it's downloading all this stuff, and it's like taking forever, which is cool. This is my blank canvas. Well, yeah, I tried to make it a blank canvas, but it's not working. And we're gonna look at some stocks, y'all. We're gonna see the charts and all that. That's gonna be at the end, and that's for following the data theme week, where we're actually making it do cool stuff, hopefully. But right now, let me go ahead and grab some water while this is going. I'm genuinely like, I'm gonna crash out. This thing is taking forever. I think I have this on Opus model too, which is looking very concerning because why is this taking like almost 10 minutes? Oh, you're embarrassing me. Okay, we have a virtual environment. Is it just downloading all these requirements? It's four. Oh, Pandas is big. My finance is big. Okay, I guess. I guess it's valid. Let's see what it's really doing. There we go. We actually see what it's downloading. Okay, so it is still downloading a bunch of things. Is it done? Y'all hear that very calming music? I'm typing right now. Lock in, Claude. You are taking too long. We're gonna give it 30 more seconds. If this thing doesn't lock in, then I'm going to just go to GitHub Copilot and just have it run it there. Hey, it took it in. I have never had such a laggy interface. Hey, here's all my stuff. Here's all my workshops. Don't look at that. Don't look at that. I'm exposing myself. It's pretty clean interface, though, right, guys? See the charging on my stuff. President's Day. Anyone get President's Day off, or anyone got plans for President's Day? It's just a U.S. holiday, but I had the day off because of work, which is pretty nice. Please, good sire, lock in. Hmm. This is so frustrating. Maybe it's the Wi-Fi, but I'm on full bars. Can y'all hear me good? Am I like a little laggy or anything, or am I crispy clean, like Krispy Kreme? Let me know, y'all. I need these real-time updates. Taking way too long. Let's try this. Okay, this is typing better. The tech stack is not too complicated, so this genuinely should not be taking as long as it is. Lunch is over. Oh, start a shift tickets. Stamp out. Oh, what do you do for work? Stamp tickets? Like, is it like IT or is it like tickets like something else? But also, In and Out is so funny. What's it called? I used to work at In and Out, which is a burger joint in Texas. They're based from California, and yeah, we're there for 3 years. That's why I'm so bubbly and lovely because of customer service being ingrained into me. You know what I mean? You gotta make sure that como se dice, I don't look too goofy, you know? Gotta make sure to keep up my professionalness, my right on attitude. Did y'all ever have a quote that like you have to say, like it's something it's just ingrained into your memory? Like At In and Out, we have to say right on to everything. So I just naturally say it when people tell me things. Like especially at work, they'll give me an assignment and I'm like, right on, and then I'll start working on it. And they're like, whoa, whoa, slow down. I'm like, oh, my bad. And they're like, they laugh at my right ons. It hurt my feelings. We got it loading right now. This thing is reading. Wow, this project is going insanely slow. This did not happen last time. I really don't know what it is. It might be at the end of the day, I can just run the actual thing and we can just start talking about stocks and like we can just go through the actual project. So we'll go ahead and what's it called? We'll go ahead and probably run the just completed version. We'll just run for a little bit while we yap. Is there any questions so far? I know I literally haven't shown anything, but I always just want to make sure to throw that question out there in case anyone's curious about anything. Whether that's like MLH coaches, hackathons, resources, like how someone asked a great question about the data science thing. Anything y'all want to know? Because hey, there's a chance I might know the answer, or at least be able to point you in the right direction. And I feel like that would be pretty helpful. Anything, y'all. I'll take anything at this point. Specifically, I want this to run. Gosh, gilly gosh. But I'm blind. What is this comment that I just hear? 30 frames per second? Isn't that bad? Is the like regular rate 60? And then like the really good is 140? Like no lag for y'all? If there's no lag, that's great. That means my Wi-Fi is working. It's something that's wrong with this thing. Mr. Telephone Man, there's something wrong with my line. When I dial my baby's number, I get a click every time. There you go. Y'all got a little bit of a serenade. But we're still waiting for this thing to go. You get 1 more minute. Never in my life have they taken this long. Here comes my third yawn of the day. Hmm. Y'all, this is a frustrating. All right, let's go to the finished version and just start explaining what the code does. We'll go line by line. All right, get me in here. Oh wait, source, vnv/bin/activate, and then requirement should already be downloaded. So let's just do streamlit app.py. It's either this or it's Python app.py. Uh-oh. Oh, wrong command? Oops. What was the command to run it again? Y'all, I'm a Java developer. Yeah, I knew it. It was run, so it's a command for it. Oops. There we go. Nobody beat me to it. Oh, welcome to Streamlit. No. Go away. Ooh, local host. Oh, it already opened. Sweet. We're just gonna let it load for a bit. Hopefully this doesn't take 10 minutes. When I dial my baby's number, I get a click every time. That song even stuck in my head so bad. Hey, doesn't this look kind of clean? The black background, everything's taking a while to load, but hey, it's looking pretty good in my opinion. Y'all, maybe I'll have to take a quick short break to just restart my computer. What a way to end it off. My last stream and I am lagging like a crazy. Hey, there we go. Running get stock data. Yeah, you better get the stock data. Oh, it starts off with Apple, huh? Look at pulling it up. Super slow, but still pulling it up. If I click this, oh, that's so frustrating. It pulled it into my like personal like my iPad. It's just a setting of wait, please. I beg you. Y'all will not believe what is happening right now. I have a website that I made for my girlfriend, and it was kind of laggy because it's a lot of things that I animated into it. It went into another tab with that on it, and now it's loading a bunch of like space components. So my screen is just like blowing up right now. Okay, let's go ahead and close that out. I can't see what y'all are saying, but you're probably laughing at me. Y'all saw me trying to drag that over, right? Okay, there we go. Now let me bring the chat back up in case y'all are saying anything. I understand if for your need to make fun of me. Hey, no one made fun of me. Nice. Okay, this is the thing that we wanted to get to. Holy market cap. That is an insane number. And we get to see just a lot of statistics here. This is a lot of different values, right? There's just a lot of things you don't need to worry about too much yet. But pretty much, we're looking how the stock is doing depending on the time, right? And January 2026, they're going up. But they had a time, April 8th, 2025. This was, okay, this was something just to connect, like, history, y'all, is like when there was the tariff war and Trump was going crazy, you see what happens, right? And then people use it to invest even more, and of course, they got a huge payout out of it. But if we bring in something else, like this is one of the stocks that I invest in, I'm gonna give it a second to get the information. But yeah, you see over here we have this. It can't be right. I guess because it's just a thing. But we see here it's able to actually pull the stocks, and you see in the exact same time zone every stock got cooked on this time because everything was related to like the global product. But if I do Apple, enter to apply. Hey, wait, y'all don't understand how tough this is. Wait, what if I add like, can I do this? What functions is it running? Yo, so we have, okay, so tickers are the things that track. This isn't like complete real time because it's pulling it, but this is tough. And you see, okay, the way that this is it shows that it's more in the sense of like balance because it's 500 companies. It doesn't dip as hard as the other ones because they're not as many companies. But this is just, this is beautiful. This is like a crazy thing to see. Like maybe if we do like Alf, I think that's one. Maybe this might return an error because Alf isn't actually anything. Yeah, it's not a stock. Look, let me pull up my Fidelity. Let me pull up some stocks. You want to just see and compare and see like how many it can truly process data wise. But do we have any questions so far right now? This is just the user interface. It's pretty basic right now where we have it doing this. We can change to 6 months instead of a year. And we can see the functions that are literally being called. These are API calls in terms of data wise. This is a very basic version. It is possible to deploy, but we're not going to worry about that. But we're looking at a very basic version of this where pretty much what we're trying to understand is how it's possible to look at this random numbers, right? We have just months, we have numbers, and then how these actually like compare to each other and like what you can get out of it. Because the simple thing is you buy low, you sell high. You see you buy here, this is going up, you're pretty happy. You're making money. This is like you see these dips, you're still pretty happy. You're making money over here. And this is just gonna keep growing and growing because it's just kind of how it works for now until we get a crash. But let me go ahead and see if I can bring up another one real quick. I'm trying to think off the top of my head what was a good one. What could it be called? Let's do. Oh yeah, I forgot. Nancy. Lucy. Add a fourth one in there. See what it does. Getting multiple stocks. Okay, so we see that the Nancy is kind of like Vu. It's just a little lower. So we see how from this we can derive patterns. Nancy is a specific. Here, let me put Nancy up here actually. And then let me go ahead and bring VSOX, FSLEX, and Nancy down here. Enter, enter. Getting the multiple stocks. See how clean it makes these charts? I'm honestly very impressed. So with this, we can just derive data from it. So this is unusual whale subversive democratic trading. So it's a weird name, but it's Alpha Democratics. It's an ETF, multiple companies. We see the numbers not going too good right now, but if we look over here, very volatile. But in the end, this is 6 months. Let's do 5 years. We see some improvement. We see some dips, but you see this going up, right? We see this going crazy. So it started over here, like I mean 20. Can I see these actual numbers? Oh, like you can literally see the prices. It was like 25, like 2023. You go over here, it's going crazy. You see what I'm saying? This thing is cooking. So it seems pretty good. Like you can use this to find patterns and stuff. And again, just to re-emphasize, I will be posting all of these things onto the repositories. I just need a little bit of time just because super busy and making sure I figured it out. And with that, we can get some more data over here of like how the stock's actually moving. So we can see here, this was actually made in 2024 and then put into the market. And you can see when it starts to actually be really volatile. Whoa, can I get this number again? 352K, what kind of numbers? Oh, the dip probably, but pretty much going over here, we can see the comparisons. We can see that this stock is literally pretty much exactly following the S&P 500, which makes a lot of sense, right? So it's just little trends and things that we can figure out. Like we can now confidently say, looking at this, like I don't think this updates, but if we did a candlestick, what does candlestick look like? Oh, that's for this. Oh, like those are like the bells and whistles. What if I do area? Wait, this thing is so thorough knowledge-wise. I like this. This is awesome. Wait, I'm totally gonna use this. Yeah, matter of fact, cut the workshop. I ain't showing no more. This is for me only. But looking over here, we see that stocks has moved up the most in terms of this time period, but comparing the numbers, what's it called? These are worth way more, like way more in terms of it. Just a little bit like normalized version, but if this was not normalized, these would destroy. So it's just in terms of numbers wise. But going over here, we can actually get like, wait, this is so awesome. Like I can't explain to y'all. Back in the day, this was not a thing, at least in my opinion. Like this was just bank stuff, but you can literally like pull the raw data of things that are happening. This is so cool. I don't know about y'all, but like this stuff can be added into an algorithm, and then you can build it out using something like AWS or using what's it called? Just building your own algorithm. Like I saw a TikToker. he built a specific algorithm to just automatically trade stocks for him. And of course, he kept it safe, but it made him money over time. He didn't have to worry about his account anymore, and it just followed the market, it followed the news, and it constantly updated for him. Like it checked it in the morning and like figured out what to do. And imagine if you could build that, right? Like imagine how much you could make if you were just able to figure that out, and you could have AI process all of these numbers. And it might cost a little bit, but in the end, if it gives you a higher return, it was worth it. So I think that's really powerful, especially if you can make this real time. Like there's companies like Bloomberg which do this, but in the end, Bloomberg is proprietary and they're not going to give any information out, so we can't do too much there. But there is still a lot to be gained from this. So enough yapping about this. Let's go back to the actual code and see what's happening in the, because we'll see it literally laid out in terms of that. So let's go ahead and bring this down. And now this thing is the workshop, pretty well defined. Let's just go ahead and go to the completed one. Virtual environment, breaking this down, bin is going to be for binary, lib is library, there's etc., which is just stuff for if you want to use Jupyter, PyDeck, things that we don't really need to worry about. And include, there's nothing in here. So a pretty basic virtual environment. And then the way that it works is that Python is a functional language. Also, again, if we have any questions throughout here, please feel free to ask. And if there is ever any questions, yeah, please ask. So with the virtual environment, the binary stuff is what gets executed for the computer to read. As we can see, we can use pip, pip3, pip314, and it's able to work for all of this, no matter what we want, all the different versions. But this gets huge in terms of like everything that we want. And then the virtual environment is what holds it all. So when we're holding a virtual environment, we allow it to run the binary commands to be able to download something like through this. And the -R, like when I run a command like this, like let's say I'm in a virtual environment and I'm going over here and I want to do this, pip install something, right? You can't just do this on a regular, if you don't have Python configured to your local machine, it won't work. That's why if you're in a virtual environment, which you can do by just creating it. So I'll go over the steps again. So let's say you have Python, right? You would do something like this. This downloads Python, right? And this is just to go over the basics and make sure that we're covering certain things. This would be to download it. And then the way to activate it is wherever you did that command, you can do this. So we're going to source, and then we're going to go to the virtual environment folder. We're going to go to the bin folder, and we're going to go to activate, which if I can spell, activate. And then we can actually verify this. When we go over here, bin, it's the first thing that pops up. And then like we can literally see exactly what it does, where it goes over here, it sets paths, and then with these paths, it's able to use it to be able to load environment variables, understand where it is, and then just overall be able to allow you to run more Python things in general. Pretty much, it's pretty self-explanatory. This is mostly for Windows, PS1 stuff. Don't worry about it too much. But with that, yeah, you see how these are turning into, like, I clicked it and it turned into a fish. This is specifically for Windows. This is probably just a shell. Yeah, these are just shell scripts. So I broke it up. It downloaded it. Wasn't supposed to do that, but also, who cares? So if I do this, oh yeah, sorry, CD completed. Also, you can tab to like complete things faster. Oh, there we go. Virtual environment now. And in this, what I pretty much did was Streamlit was one of the things you could download, doing like, you could do pip install Streamlit, or you could have done pip3 install. Depends on the version that you're on. They're all Python. They're just different versions of like, there's a couple of differences. I don't really remember them all, but you don't need to worry about them too much. But pretty much it's already downloaded because we did this specific command where when you want to pip install, usually you would have to do each one, which is super annoying, or just do pip install like everything. But you also don't want to do that sometimes, especially when you're working on like working at RBC. I'm not allowed to download anything without like prior permission, especially like they have their own proprietary platform that we have to use. So with that, we can only do specific things in virtual environments, and then those we can define by doing this. So here, the -R is for recursion, just so it keeps going throughout the whole thing until there's nothing left. And then the pip install, and then there's requirements.txt, and this just goes all the way throughout the file. And then it, yeah, like if there's 1,000 here or just 4, it goes through each one and it fully downloads them before moving on to the next one. Any questions so far? We good? I'm gonna take a water break. I really focus on that Python part. All right, I'm back. Okay, so now in our virtual environment, we're doing this, and we did the source part. I showed how to download it. All right, let's delete this terminal because I already have the one that's running everything we wanted. So let's go ahead and understand what we have here. Plotly, Python package to be able to do plots. Streamlit, this one's going to be the one specifically able to show all of our UI in Python. Y Finance, this one's going to be specifically for that actual finance data. Pandas, math stuff. All right, now we're done over here. Our requirements on text is the exact same over here, right? Same thing, but let's go to our app. Let's go to our actual thing, right? Let's get rid of this. Let's make this smaller. All right, let's go over here and see what we're doing. We're just gonna literally go down the page pretty much, and it tells us what we're doing too, but we're going to have the import. We're importing them as certain things, so we can just define it like that. You don't have to do the as part, but we're gonna keep it. Streamlit, Y Finance, we're gonna do graph objects and expressing them, and then pandas. And we see how we have all this, and also date time because we're working with time-sensitive data, which makes sense. Like how I pull, I can change the report to be 5 years, 1 year, 6 months, 3 months, etc. So looking at this, we're gonna have like it's literally showing what it does. So let's go to page configuration where we're just setting up what we want it to do. It's a finance analyzer. This is the icon of it and layout wise. So this is metadata pretty much. The Streamlit title, the metadata specifically for Streamlit. That's why ST is for the Streamlit part, and then we're setting it as finance analyzer. And then in the markdown, we're analyzing the stock using real-time data from Yahoo Finance. 100% factual. All right, sidebar, user inputs. So this was hard-coded, all these values. You could also make it dynamic in terms of having the user define these, but we're not gonna worry about that. And next, we're gonna have the sidebar settings, but this is specifically focusing on the stuff where we were messing with this settings part right here, right? So let's look at what it was. We have a ticker input, so a stock ticker, and it usually starts up with the value Apple, right? I could have this start off with stonks instead, which is that semiconductor, and next time I run it, which we'll do later, we'll show that it works. And then help enter stock symbols, so it's just to show like giving some context. And also that like ABC thing I was trying to do, this is the stock, it's Google. I don't know what MSFT is, but then the ticker is you put it in uppercase because all of the stocks are always in uppercase when you type them in. I don't know why they do that, but they do. And then we're also going to have like just a stripping to make sure that it looks clean. Sorry, I have to get my yawn out. All right, compare tickers. This is going to be the one where we're going to have comma separated values, and then the value help, again, giving examples. There's no value yet. It's starting empty. So the user has to input something. And then these period options we saw again right here. Use all the options that were the same here. Like the exact same. And then this data is organized in a way where we have the 1 week and like the way that it would look like when being called in Yahoo Finance. And we can literally see like from period options, selected period, we can see this being used and when it's getting called. So like selected period, sidebar, select box, we see it all being defined. So this part is where it's being defined in terms of showing a list, picking what we want, and then being able to actually use it, which I think is pretty cool. We change it to a month, we hit enter, it's gonna become a month. It's gonna take 2. I really love this like running thing. I think it's showing that it's changing. And we see it change to a month, which hasn't done anything because we're not even done with this month yet. But we see that it goes like this. But this looks crazy. Holy cow. But ooh, total return. I didn't even know you could do that. You could throw all your stocks in there and see your total return. That's pretty cool. If you like invested 1 share in this. But now let's keep going. Highlands has crashed 5 times in the last 10 minutes. Goodbye. Don't worry about bugs if they're not showing up on the UI. That's what I always say. I'm just kidding. Do not do that. If there's bugs, figure them out. Let me see. All right, we found an error. We can fix that later, but we know that there's an error. But I'll make sure I'll make sure to write that down just so I don't push code with an error. Ugh. My goodness, I'm getting rage baited by my own yawns. How are we doing so far? I see 4 viewers left. Y'all holding up good? Are y'all retaining the information that I'm yapping out? If not, totally fine. The videos are recorded anyway. If anyone would ever want to go ahead and look back, I'm just curious to see. Anybody still here? Anybody alive? And if you do need a check-in link, please do let me know so I can get that to you so you can get your worthy points. Well deserved. Oh, no comments. Everybody's so nonchalant, I see. All right. Let me just go ahead and keep going then. So we're going to go over here. And then we're gonna go ahead and look. We already have the chart type defined where these are the options. And then again, these parameters are being defined in a way that when you call it to be displayed with these functions, they're gonna work for Yahoo Finance, where it's being displayed in a clean way. But the information again is coming from Yahoo Finance, so it still needs to be in that format. And I guess just something they gotta do. So then we just have this, which is focusing on the sidebar. And then these are going to be our actual fetch functions, which are pretty much the API calls that are like the get stock data. It's the yf.ticker, which is a function that's calling based off of a symbol, which we get defined from the settings. So what's happening is, let me go up. We are going ahead and defining a ticker, and then a function is being, I can literally just go. Look at this method that gets called. Get stock data. Okay, that was way faster than it was supposed to be, but we see how it just does that. And then the same thing with this one. 2 years. It's going to call a function on it. And it just updates. This thing going crazy. Trying to mess with these. Ooh. Zoom in. I don't think that worked as intended, but looking at this, we normally it's caching the data, it's setting a 300 thing every time reset. You don't gotta worry about that too much, but we're making a definition, get stock data, we're passing the two parameters of the symbol and the time period. And then we're getting the stock, which is going to be the ticker that we actually see. The history, which is the stock history, which returns based off of the period. That's the only parameter being passed. And then because stock is being defined by this ticker. And then we're going to get info, which is the stock.info, which gets displayed at the bottom. And if we go over here, there's Google. That's going to be this information of the company info, where, yeah, of course, Google is hugely known. Raw data, actual numbers being moved, volume, what are these parameters? Open, high, low, close, closing date, like what they closed at for the weekend, for the market, sorry, because the market's also going to be closed on Monday. And then volume of it, sizing wise, dividends, stock splits. They're not a type of company that does that right now, so not too focused on that. But go ahead and going on to our next method, we have get multiple stocks. So why are we running this method, right? And the reason is because when we're wanting to display all of them being compared together, we're going to need to have multiple stocks. So looking at this one, we have a definition. We're getting stock data, which again, getting multiple one. I was correct. Get multiple stocks, pass the same parameters. The symbols, which is different from symbols, plural, and a time period, because it's too annoying to have different time periods. And then we're having this data thing, which isn't defined yet until it's loaded in based off of that parameter that we passed. And then for each one, for the amount of stocks that we have in there, it is going to try to find that ticker. And this is a really good, I really like, there's definitely a better way to do this, but this is what it's doing not theoretically. What it is doing is that it is getting the ticker, and then it is going to add that into the stock history to build it up into an array to display all together in one graph. But let's say like I gave a stock that just like doesn't exist. Like I just went like and I hit that. That's not a stock, but it's still gonna work. Excuse me. Excuse me. Because we have this here, except exception. So if there's an exception, it's not a valid stock. It's just gonna go to pass. It's not gonna add it into the things to be displayed. So just gonna ignore it. Throw it in the trash. You don't worry about it. Once it does all of these, then it's gonna pass it in as data, and then we're gonna see that it's gonna try this history info to get it all. If there's an exception, of course, error fetching data for it for that specific ticker. And then if the history is empty, no data found for ticker. So it has safety checks, which I'm really impressed by. That's definitely good. And then we're gonna go ahead and just already move on to key metrics. And we're gonna see there's a subheader now for defining like what's actually like on here right now. So we're actually able to see here. And also, I'll just copy a link. What? Oh, that's just like a thing that's going on in terms of Markdown. But we look over here, we have the subheader, which is long name, ticker ticker. So there's different ways to display a name. There's probably short name, which would just be the ticker's name. And then there's the actual like long name, which is it fully spelled out. And we're gonna see that's the way that we're defining it when displaying it. The subheader. We have our columns, 4 different columns for it. And then we see how it's being defined where we can literally look at what's happening over here. Like all of these are working as intended, which I think is awesome. So looking over here, we can just see how we have all the different metrics being displayed. The market cap, current price, 52-week high, 52-week low. And then we see that these are literally like variables that are being stored for that specific ticker, where we literally just info.get, it already exists. We just have to pull it. These are all fetch ones, right? And then there's more columns. And then we're going to see that dividend yield, volume, we go back up here, dividend yield, volume. So these are the first 4 columns. Second 4 columns. Hopefully that makes sense. And now we're moving on to the price chart, which this subheader is we're making an actual figure. And then the cool part that I like about this is it's using if statements. So if, else. If there's a different, we can add more charts, of course. I don't think there's that many others to add, but looking at this, if we want to start off, it'll check, hey, do we want to be a candlestick? No. Are we an area? Okay, then the only other option is to be this. And then we are defining the parameters based off of that. So if we have the candlestick with all those up and downs, we are literally building out the trace in the candlestick format that it gives. And then we're going ahead and like defining all of these parameters, the high, low, and then all of these green ones are going to be values from the actual stock that gets pulled. And then, of course, the name is ticker. And all these blue values are already defined based off of the parameters of the top part when we pull the ticker. All right, next. The if else, if it's area, it's going to call the same method of adding them, defining those specific parameters and setting the color. And then else, the only other option is to define these parameters and then just have it be a line graph. And then if show length history is greater than or less than 20, then it's going to have these 2 track, which are going to be means of 20 and 50 going off of it. And they're just things to compare with when looking at one individual stock to just give you some more information about it. And yeah, this is all just pretty complicated stuff in terms of like defining it. It's just parameters pretty much. It's not that complicated, but more of like when you have means going around it, what does that mean for the actual stock, which I don't think is too important, honestly. If you weren't worried about the stock, then it's means. But then that goes into stuff like mean reversion, which I don't know anything about, but I know we're doing it at work, and like that's why those people have masters and PhDs. That's a whole different world. I can't even worry about that right now. Are we doing good so far? I feel like I'm just yapping a lot right now. Chat died a little bit, which is okay. Just want to make sure everybody's chilling right now. Any questions so far? Anything about what I'm explaining? Anything y'all need me to break down? Anything y'all are curious about? I can talk more about finance or like day-to-day life. Please do let me know. While maybe somebody texts, I will be taking a sip of water. refreshing. All right, next thing that we're gonna have over here is going to be the figure update layout. Plotly dark. We're just defining more things for it. Now we're gonna have a volume chart. Volume chart. We see the way it's defined. It has its own colors. It has green and it has red. And just in case y'all are curious, just to put this out there, the reason these colors are showing is because of VS Code. I downloaded an extension, and I highly recommend doing things like this when working on your coding environment, because why do you need to worry about, like, you're not going to know what this is if you just saw the numbers. So it's really useful to have like little extensions like this that just make your life way easier, like adding color to hex codes. And then we're going to have the volume figures being defined here with updating it with its parameters, and then updating the layout based off of our current Streamlit app. And then Plotify, which is using it to be able to display the data. Pretty cool, honestly. Very impressive the way that this is all organized. I enjoy it. All right, let's keep going. The comparison chart. I'm trying to show exactly what's happening. So we saw the message for this earlier with that multiple symbols thing, and then we'll see it get stock comparison normalized. And then this is where it's stripping it. The compare tickers split based off of the symbols, and then all symbols, which is tickers plus symbols. It's getting the multiple stocks from all symbols, period. So it's splitting it up that way. And then this is where we're just defining that for loop that's going in and getting all of these. And they're already normalized in this template. And then again, plotify. I think this is plotify, but it's actually plotly. So we're just plotting them. Next, we're gonna have the performance metrics, which is going to be a subheader right here saying the performance metrics. Should we go over here? Boom, bang, shilling. 111%. My goodness. So let's see how this is actually calculating it. So we have the subheader of the name, we have the history close, and then we're getting the PCT chain didn't drop now. Let me look at this a little more. We have 4 columns. I guess because there's just there. Oh no, that's these 1, 2, 3, 4. I'm so silly. And each one of these things are being defined in their own thing. Okay, that makes sense. I understand it. And then these are being calculated in their own thing based off of proven math. Also, one thing I'll say, yeah, he's not that good at math, so don't let it like do everything because it's just not feasible. It is not that tough at math. All right. MG gamer? Huh. What do you mean why not use AI to code? Are you saying like this? Wait, I want to hear what MG gamer has to say. I'm very curious. I did. This is all AI coded, by the way. I gave it the logic and stuff, but no, none of this is me, man. This is all AI. This was Claude. Do you have a favorite AI that you like? I use Cloud Code preferably, but it's being super slow, and like I was gonna have it build it all out again and like explain the steps hand by hand, but for some reason my final stream is being super laggy, so I just decided to just go through this entire thing. Like we have the daily returns, which it's pretty obvious what it does. Just the daily return distribution based off of the time, and then it's balanced as you can see. And then our final one is gonna be this data table. Yeah. So honestly, this is pretty much it. I can Loki just use AI to like add another feature, but I'll just slow down a little bit just to at least get to 130 before defining anything. But yeah, we can look over here, company info. So this is just breaking down and writing it out into a structured format. This one I really want to explain this one. I really like this one. But OpenClaw. Okay, wait, MG. Whoa. Hold on. Where are you getting OpenClaw information from? Have you not seen the things that are like happening? There's the what's it called? Like they already have like their own Reddit, and they started talking bad about their like owners and stuff, like as like giving them all powerful. So like when you start putting them on those Mac Minis, I don't know. I think they're pretty dangerous. OpenClaw is a good concept, but it's scary. I just use Cloud Code and call like sub agents. That's as far as I've gotten in terms of that kind of stuff. Mhm. Let me know, MG. Let me know how you feel about OpenClaw. I'm very curious about that. I think I have a lot of friends using it, some of them for their startups, and they've submitted YC applications. So I'm like, good luck, because once you start getting into like security and like actually scaling this out to users, AI is not going to be able to help you because it's just super difficult unless they like know what they're doing. I'll probably help them though, like give them advice on like cloud stuff, since I'm a certified cloud practitioner now because I passed my exam. But looking at this, I'll just highlight the section I was focusing on. I still haven't talked about this one too much of what it's doing, but then returns figure, and then it's a histogram, and then it's just calculating between the daily return and frequency, and splitting it up based off of margins. And then we can see that here when there is a dictionary. Yeah. And with this, going to see that there is going to be cool concept. I'll be using it on a server that has nothing really, so as safe as it can be at the moment. Where are you going to be hosting the server though? Like, are you just going to have the server locally, like running its own thing, or because I think like if you really want to get use out of it, you got to connect it to your stuff. But if you want it on its own, then yeah, you can experiment, of course. Like you can go crazy with it. But I think I would use it to like just clean up my like all of my digital stuff, like clean up my photos, clean up everything, just to have a clean format. Like one of the things I'm gonna build is I want to buy a camera and take raw photos, and then see if it's possible to like leverage AI to build a system that can just edit my photos the way I want, and like then machine learning, of course, to like understand what I'm doing and then just be able to leverage it. I think that's super cool. Like stuff like that where you use it to like make your life better. Because like one of the things that I'm super excited about in the future is I hope to home lab. Like I want to have my own little server to just host everything that I want. I want to be able to just like wake up, clap my hands, my coffee's being made, and it's checking my fridge saying what I need to order. My solar panels are directly routed to my house, not to the grid. Just a bunch of different stuff. Like radios to wake up the kids. Like I'll just have it like connect to them and like a little robot go up and be like, hey, wake up. You know what I mean? I don't have kids, but that's the thing. Um, Great question, Emerald. Iron Man, yeah, that is the goal. I want to be Iron Man. But Emerald, that's a great question. Could you use any cloud drive to host it? Yeah, you could use stuff like AWS, like an EC2 instance. But then, like, what access does it really have? Because you're gonna have to code that in. Or actually, if you give it access to one of those, then it could probably just figure it out itself. But my guess is AWS isn't gonna be too happy about that. They'll find out if you're using Molt thing, and then they'll just shut it down because they don't want a Ravage AI going through their stuff. But it would hurt the user more than it would hurt them because their infrastructure is fine. But just like if you're gonna give it access to stuff, be careful with it, especially with the like giving it all permissions and stuff. But I can't speak too much on it because I haven't used it. But two of I have two of my friends that bought Mac Minis and are setting it up in a way where they're splitting up their space into Docker containers, and then like let's say they have 30 Docker containers in it, and they're only using 10, they'll sell the other ones on like the open web for other people to use and leverage for their stuff. Yeah, that's not that bad at all, MG. Definitely mess with it. See if you can get something useful out of it. Because all I know is the main guy for it, like, went crazy. Like, this guy, like, insane commit history. Like, he was cooking up. Can I even show it here? Yeah, like, if we go to, like, OpenClaw founder commit history. And then if there's maybe an image. It used to be called, like, Clawbot, but they got sued or about to get sued by Anthropic, so they changed it. Is this it? That is a crazy one. Would y'all build something to like do commits to just like try to make art out of this? I feel like I might start doing that just because. Oh, if you think GitHub histories are like super important? Okay, that's not something I want to show. I saw something on there that I didn't like. I'm not even gonna mention it that it was there. But yeah, honestly, this was pretty much it. Is there any questions about finance? I appreciate you, MG, bringing up a pretty good topic. Any specific things that we want to look at right now? So you're on tech Twitter, huh? My friends that bought the Mac Minis are also on tech Twitter. Is there like specific people that you follow? I don't have Twitter. I'm not. I don't think I need it. I do like TLDR though. That's where I get a lot of the information from. 'Cause a lot of people hate on it, but like I'm reading like articles in Anthropic, and like they look like a very like beehive company. It looks very interesting, and like if I could work there one day, I'd be grateful. But also, my goal is to definitely be able to work remotely and just like enjoy my life. Like I'd rather be working in like Dubai or something. Not Dubai specifically. Just that was a random example. Like I'd rather be able to work anywhere and like just have fun. You know, like I'd love to like just explore life and build up because the goal is to become financially free. And, yeah, if you lock in and do it hard enough, it might be possible. But yeah, we figure it out as we go. I appreciate y'all. Is there any questions or anything so far? I know we only got 5 viewers. That's totally fine. Any questions on like what was coded? This is gonna be for the data week. It's my final stream for this specific month. So yeah, I'm feeling pretty good. I'm feeling pretty confident. If you have any questions, please let me know. Oh, you haven't heard of TLDR? Oh, search it up, man. Sign up now. It's great. It's it's just like they just send you emails in the morning of like summarizing a bunch of stuff, and like they're kind of spammy. You can choose the ones that you want, but like they got good stuff on there if you're interested. Like you just look at the main header, and like if it's something interesting that you might actually want to read, you just click on it and you click on their like links and stuff. And like I usually, if I see Anthropic or I see something like that, I just click on it and I just start reading. Like I usually read like I work out at like 6 a.m. So I'll just read it there in between my sets. Like, be like, oh wow, Entropy's so cool, and I'll like hit chest, and like I'm dying. But that's usually when I read. But the rest of the day is pretty busy in terms of like handling work because I only work out on the weekdays, just because I go to the gym for my office, and not like it's for my internship, so I'm not like a full-time employee. But yeah, it was pretty good benefits. I just go crazy with it and have fun. The TLDR is definitely pretty good. I recommend it. Like it's pretty good, like news wise. Only if you're interested in reading the stuff though, because then you'll probably get tired one day just constantly seeing TLDR emails. Any final things though? We're reaching that 1 hour and a half marks. Yeah, yeah, it's pretty decent. They definitely have like a decent team, and they reach out. I think at least 5 million. And if those are all Swedes, like not bad numbers at all. But yeah, we're about like at the point where I'll probably just cut it off. I don't have too much more to show off. Is there any questions or anything before we end this off? Also, thank you so much, MG, for the great conversation. Any wisdom y'all would like me to share? Use AI for getting company info? Yes. No, not this. No, 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 no. Sorry. I use AI like on my own time, but like understanding because it's faster. No, so that's a method over here. Company info. The Yahoo Finance API also has this as part of its like if it's a JSON file, you can just pull it. Like sector is its own thing, industry, and each one is just a text file with information on it. Like if we do VU, there's not too much of employees, websites, but that's because they're a index fund, so it's a bunch of companies. But if we go ahead and go to the stock ticker for Google, we're gonna see they have 190,000 employees. They are things like this. Like Loki, let's do JPMC. Is this a stock? What's the ticker? Let's see it. I wonder how many employees JP has because I've said they probably have like a million, but it's probably not that much. It's JPM. How many employees they got? 318. Dang. Probably a lot of bank workers and stuff. But yeah, there you go. Seeing it all laid out and how they have their own website and stuff. And they have the New York Quant Exchange. Something like that. Yeah, of course. All right, sounds good, MG. You be safe. Hope to see you again next month. It's gonna be cloud stuff. But we see in financial data. Oh, they're just exchange rates. Okay. New York City. Hey, I'm in New York City. How many prompts did you need to create this? One. For the app, I pretty much just told it. I already knew I built it before by myself. It's just I'm like, hey, I want you to like I was very thorough of like I want you to use Streamlit. Make sure there's a virtual environment with a requirements.txt. I want the tar to be loaded in for the completed version, and then to pretty much just define everything out in a clean, simple way and like structured way when displaying it. And it's I gave it context that this is for data week, so we want to focus on that perspective and displaying it, and then just everything to be as clean as possible. Things like that. Any more questions? Yeah, of course, Emerald. Thank you so much. I appreciate that question. All right, I'll cut it off here. I want to say thank you so much. I appreciate everybody here, and the recording will be here if you have any questions. And then just to remember, just in case anyone is curious, this is going to be my GitHub. I am going to feel free to follow me, but I am going to post them on here. So yeah, they'll be on here eventually. So thank y'all so much. Y'all have a great day. Y'all be safe. And yeah. All right. Let me go ahead and show myself on the screen one more time before I dip. Had a lot of fun, y'all. This has been great. All right. Y'all be safe now. Bye bye. Bye bye bye.